I would say it requires a response. We can't keep pretending that this is just some godly woman who's just being attacked by the internet. Erica's past is checkered. It's very checkered. Her mother, her acquaintances, everything about this girl should be sending off alarm bells, especially for the people that keep defending her. Look at the people that keep defending her. They themselves are the biggest red flag. Let's jump right back in. Welcome back to Candace. You know, our new rule here is if you see something, say something. We open up investigations to the world because it tends to be that you get a lot of information when you do that. It really is incredible. And as soon as we opened the door to the plausibility that Erica and Jeffrey Epstein may have come across each other, certainly plausible, they seem to be just swimming around each other, more people began talking and remembering some things. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying that we did not go out to Erica for comment regarding today's episode because it makes very little sense if someone ignores your first email question to think that they're going to be willing to answer a related follow-up question. Let's get back into this. Next Model Management. It was co-founded by Faith Cates. We told you this yesterday, a dear friend to Jeffrey Epstein, all over the emails 4,000 plus times. Her offices had a ton of Eastern European models that were going through it. She's actually known for having made the careers of various Eastern European models. And like I told you guys, Jeffrey Epstein was around this office a lot. He frequented the office as you would if it was your friends. All of this is a fact. Now, another interesting fact is that Faith Cates, she actually knew Epstein since before she co-founded Next, because she was actually the vice president of the women's division over at Wilhelmina Models first. Wilhelmina Models was co-founded by Fran Rothschild, okay? Frances Rothschild is her name. Now, why is that interesting? Because you will recall in Jeffrey Epstein's recently released emails that he said to Peter Thiel that he works directly for the Rothschilds family. He's spreading around their money. I will show you that email here so that we can confirm it. It is Jeffrey to Peter. He says, as you probably know, I represent the Rothschilds. I was hoping to figure out a way for the bank that has 160 billion in management to do something in tech. Best client list in the world, prehistoric products, it can wait. Okay, just asserting that as a fact here. All right. Now, what is also a fact is that the Rothschilds credit themselves with creating the modern state of Israel. Zionism was therefore their platitude. Zionists were also the people that were squeezing Charlie Kirk at the end of his life, morally blackmailing Charlie Kirk, stressing out Charlie Kirk, pulling money away from Charlie Kirk and the organization. Charlie himself said that he was done with the pro-Israel cause. But then he was murdered. And his wife did a complete 180 like LBJ, inviting, frankly, ranged Zionists into the fold immediately. Ben Shapiro, who was in fact an enemy to her husband, effectively opened AmFest. She came out first, and then Ben Shapiro came out second. He was also allowed onto Charlie Kirk's show and appeared in person rather in his studio. Very odd. I want you to park that into your mind. She never came out and said anything about Josh Hammer lying. He said effectively that Charlie never blinked on Israel. She never said anything at all about what Charlie was going through. Never said, oh, that donor took money away from him. I'm so angry about that. Not once. Actually, you could argue she did the opposite. She was setting up interviews with the likes of Jerry Weiss, pushing Charlie's final book, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Okay, we got it. Now, what is also a fact is that some of the employees and some of the people who were associated parties with Next Models remember Erica Franzwey at the office taking meetings. Weird, because Erica Kirk, despite her very illustrious, multi-hyphenated career, she's actually never made the claim to have worked for a modeling agency. So what was she doing? That was a question we went out to her with. What were you actually doing here, parked up at this office? What is your connection here to Next Model Agency, Next Model Management? And yeah, do you know Faith Cates? How do you know Faith Cates, Erica? Do you know D. Epstein walking around the office? Fair questions. Well, what we can now confirm, and these are eyewitness accounts specifically, that they recall Erica because she was taking meetings at the office, and those offices were pertaining to real estate. Real estate for the models that were coming from Eastern Europe, who were being packed like sardines into apartment buildings. Now, on background, in case you're not familiar with the modeling industry, as I am not, the sources confirm that what is typical in the modeling world was for agencies to find places for girls to stay while they were in New York. They tell me, and I'm going to quote this here, I quote, "Younger girls, when they first get to New York City, they pack them in like cattle into one apartment," end quote. Which makes Erica's role curious, because multiple people remember, and they say that Erica Franzwey was the contact. Specifically, what they recall is she was the contact for a white building on the Upper East Side, around 68th Street and 2nd and 3rd Avenue. It's pretty specific. Yeah, that she was the contact. Erica's the contact with these girls coming. Erica's with these people in, and we've all been trying to figure out what she's doing in real estate. But yeah, that is the memory of the people who were working with and around Next Model Management, the real estate contact. And they said, we don't really know why. They don't know why, and I don't know how. Because the issue that I'm having here is that Erica did not actually have a real estate license yet. Remember, real estate licenses are a matter of public record. So how could it be that Erica was working with one of the top modeling agencies in New York City, full stop, regarding, what would you describe it as, real estate deals, allegedly? Was she, maybe she was the property manager? Well, I have another clue, actually, and this is a fact. Erica told people specifically during that time that she was doing real estate deals with her family. Keyword here, family. Which family? Who's the family? We can, I think, reasonably assume that she's not referring to her family back in Scottsdale. Lori doesn't do real estate. She's a tech genius, remember? A sustainability tech genius, sustainability. It's much more likely that she's in New York and she's saying this, that she's referring to the Rothstein family. Now, you will remember Erica at this time was living with Nicole Rothstein, and it is a fact that Nicole Rothstein did work in real estate, not to add to the Corcoran Group, but she has a long career in real estate. She went to school for real estate, and she currently runs her own real estate company. And her father, Alan Rothstein, Erica is extremely close with him. She calls him Uncle. He was the chairman, might still be the chairman of Wynn Haven Real Estate. And yeah, like I said, this is what she wrote about him in on Instagram in 2017. This post reads, "There's something powerful about God's strategic planning when it comes to the people that he has surrounded you. How blessed am I to have individuals like you, Uncle Alan, in my life that are filled with spirit. Constantly seeing life in bloom, I have watched you face adversity and triumph, and in doing so, pass a gift of courage and a message of understanding to those around you. But if you live boldly and fearlessly, the impossible is possible. I love you." Okay, she loves her Uncle Alan. Now, I bring this up because I'm just asserting that it is very plausible that these were the people who introduced Erica to the world of real estate. I will also add here that I haven't gone down the Rothstein rabbit hole, but I do know that Rothsteins in New York, if they are at all related to Alan, to the Rothstein that was involved with fixing the White Sox game, that's a Rothschild. That's a Rothschild family member. His mother was Rothschild. Again, I don't know if that is true, but it sure would be interesting to find that out. Very clearly want to say I'm not asserting that these two did anything wrong, Alan or Nicole. I'm just trying to put the pieces together to establish how Erica, who was herself at this time trying to be booked onto reality TV shows for fashion, or really anything, the American race, dating, whatever she could, I'm wondering how she pivoted so seamlessly into the genre of real estate. How was she able to climb the ranks so speedily, so high? And by the way, we should read her real estate bio, because it really is something to read Erica's real estate bio so you understand she was a power player, okay? It reads, and I'm sorry, it's a little bit small for me. Erica Franzwey is a multi-dimensional entrepreneur. She keeps writing that, and I don't really know what that means. Like, is she in 2D? Is she in 4D? Is this like a Tesseract again? Anyway, Erica Franzwey is a multi-dimensional entrepreneur with a bold and steadfast faith that has sustained sustainability, her borderless heart. Hello, you have a call at no expense to you from
Joshua Block.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time.
Three-way calls are not allowed per ADOC Administrative Regulation 431. Inmates violating AR 431, as well as those individuals assisting them, may be subject to discipline.
Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
What up, bro?
Chilling. Done with church. Chilling. Had a lady come to church tonight, and she went to the bathroom, and then she came out, and then 30 minutes later she fell asleep on the pew. So I was like, I don't know what kind of drug that. It must have been Xanax, maybe. So I think she did Xanax in the bathroom. It's no big deal.
She came out of the bathroom and then she puked?
No. She said, I gotta go to the bathroom, and then she went to the bathroom right before church started. And then I had heard from another preacher that this particular lady will pass out while you preach. She'll go to sleep. And so I was just watching her. I don't really care, to be honest. God bless her. I'm glad she came, But at the same time, I was just watching, and she, about 30 minutes after she went to the bathroom, she fell asleep on the, and then she stood up and she started walking around the room. And that's what that other preacher told me that was going to happen. He said, this lady's going to come to your church one day, and this is what's going to happen. And when it does, you'll know. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then, bam, there she is. And literally what he said would happen. He said she'll go to the bathroom, and then when whatever she takes is digested, she'll fall asleep. And maybe this one called, it's like gabapentin or something like that. You ever heard of that one?
Yeah, it's probably like some Xanax or something. Like, that's what you were saying. Yeah, you'll pass out and then you'll wake up and see you won't be competent. Like, you're not conscious and you just do whatever, because that's what Xanax and Klonopin do. And
Right.
Valium. I don't know if Valium does that, but I know Klonopin and Xanax does that. And you won't remember anything. Like, everything you did, you have no memory of it whatsoever.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's Xanax, and they're like the main one. And the Klonopin is a little less strong, but it'll do the same if you take enough of them.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, and that's what it is. And like, she was probably walking around and she had no idea what she was doing.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
That's what happened. The other people in the church are going, what's going on, Well, what's cool is there was people there. You know what I'm saying? There was people there. People came today. Yay, that was fun. So. Yep, that's wild. Dang. Illuminati brought me a new car. That's the video I just did with I forget what kind of car. McLaren. It's cool. Still had the tag on it. Made it look more legit. All right. Don't be so quick to walk away. Dance with me.
Model, actress, and casting director. She does it all. Several years ago, after her heart was captured by the contagious inspiration of America's most transnational city, she bought a one-way ticket to New York City and made it home. Erica is known throughout her community and deep network base as a influential and positive voice.
Never made this new car.
Industry is a tremendous asset to her role.
Some people
as
will
an agent.
laugh. Some
With a
people will
work
get
ethic that
envious.
is unmatched and zealous disposition
Some
to make a
people,
difference. Her main focus is the
it is what it is.
fiduciary relationship. I'm sorry, excuse me. Is she in finance now? With her clients, is she managing their money? I don't know. While placing their real estate needs as her top priority. Who are these clients? Her focus, she says, is fiduciary. Interesting. We go on. Erica is also the founder and CEO of Everyday Hero Like You, a 501c3 charitable organization that assists other nonprofits globally. The organization celebrates their 12th year and their long-standing partnership with the United States Marine Corps by expanding into China and Costa Rica, while continuing their community outreach programs in the United States and Constanta, Romania.
Sounds like
Erica's
smuggling
perseverance
humans.
Spirit has been the driving force behind her eclectic background. From being a former NCAA women's basketball athlete to Miss Arizona USA 2012, she knows what it takes to set a goal and fearlessly pursue it. Erica graduated magna cum laude. We have not been able to confirm that. That seems to be made up, but so is the rest of this bio appear to be
Magna cum laude.
With a double major in
Mostly
political
just
science
loud.
and international relations. That also appears to be made up because international relations was not offered at that year. From Arizona University and is currently pursuing a Juris Master degree at Liberty University. It's a lot. It's a mouthful. I just would like to know, what I would like to know more than anything is what any of it means. And maybe I'm thinking out loud here, but how exactly do impoverished girls from Eastern Europe, young impoverished girls from Eastern Europe, afford apartments in one of the most expensive cities in the world? How are they making money as young models from Eastern Europe? Why is Erica the point person on that? Allegedly, but the people that dealt with her directly say so. I'd like to hear Erica's feedback on that. What's she doing? Who are these clients, these real estate clients that she's helping with their finances? Also, as an aside, why am I unable to confirm Erica's New York real estate license? I am indeed able to find a relic of it on a third-party site, but I'm not able to independently verify it on New York State's Division of Licenses website now. The New York State, as from what I'm seeing at first glance, is supposed to hold this information for at least 6 years, but I can't find a shred of proof regarding which real estate deals Erica completed. Right, so maybe you guys can help, because we're coming up to the 6-year deadline. That should be October of this year. Here is her real estate license, the relic of it that I found. License number 104-013-22765. It was issued to Erica. They are active for 2 years, so we can discern that it was issued October 24th of 2018. And it was valid at least until 2020. Anything real estate people in New York, let me know what you can find if you can confirm Erica's real estate license and what she sold. Because that bio sounds legit. He's managing some serious clients there. Helping to manage their money, okay, in real estate deals. I'm very interested in that. Now, if you see something, if you know something,
Sounds like
were
Jeffrey
captured in
Epstein.
One of these dimensions.
Sounds like Erica Kirk is the new Jeffrey Epstein.
But maybe you went somewhere else and
Doing
saw
his
her.
job.
Please, we'd like to hear from you.
It sounds like.
More tips at CandaceOwens.com. Like I said, this is very obviously something Erica should answer for. You want to be the queen bee? You want to be a public figure? You want people floating your name as the president of the United States? Well, let's get to a little bit of background. What were you doing? And the answer should be very clear and very concise, because I struggle. Gotta be honest, I struggle to believe that Erica was in fact, while in New York, doing real estate deals with fiduciary responsibilities while helping Turning Point USA, filming a reality TV show, also in school full-time to get her Juris Master's, followed by her law degree at Liberty, while also studying the mandatory 77 hours to achieve her real estate license, while also running an international charity in partnership with the U.S. Marines halfway around the world and in China, while also running a
DDU
faith-based
99
clothing company,
34.
plus, giving advice to Turning Point. Doing all of that at the same time.
Yeah, Tammy's
That's a
freaking
struggle
awesome.
for me. I
She
can't
is.
get there. I don't think she was doing that because I keep not being born yesterday. So hard not being born yesterday. Also, if we're asking questions, how is that Erica is always so tied to Eastern Europe? Is she just like kind of floating around? This girl from Ohio, how does she get linked to Romania and the United States Marines? And today, I should be clear, she presents it as though she was just sending gifts. That's kind of the new thing. Oh, I was just, helping to send Christmas gifts to kids in need in an orphanage. That was it. Organizing gifts being sent, which of course, again, the common sense, that would not require the support of the United States Marines. You can do that right now, today, team. Phone up someone in Romania and ask them for an address, and you can send gifts. Right? It's expensive to ship. You could probably ground ship that. Her involvement was much more. How do I know? Well, because before the scandal broke and accusations of child trafficking onto the military base, Erica used to claim that she was a bit more involved. A lot more involved. I'll let you take a listen to Erica in her own words during her audition tape for the American Race with her ex-boyfriend. Here's what she says about Romanian Angels. Take a listen.
We just have a borderless heart to help people and to give back. And, I have been to Romania and teamed up with the Marine Corps to open up and sustain an orphanage with 75 beautiful children. And that's called Romanian Angels through my nonprofit, Everyday Heroes Like You.
She opened up in partnership with the Marines. She opened up and she sustained an orphanage. So I would like to know more about that. I do. I now need to know more about that. I do think that the TikTokers were not so crazy, instantly going down that rabbit hole and asking for more information. And I feel even more compelled to get information about that because according to one of the former children, now an adult, former child, now an adult, who was adopted out of Antonio's Placement Center, that is notably a corrupt orphanage. Okay, this is, and she's referring to Antonio's Placement Center. Just to make it clear for you guys, Everyday Heroes is her 501c3, and then they do various projects. This was called the Romanian Angels Project, and they did this, the Romanian Angels, so to speak, living at Antonio's Placement Center in Constanta, Romania, where our base was. And I'm going to read you this email from someone who was placed from the Antonio Placement Center. It reads, Dear Candace, I am writing to share personal historical context regarding the Antonio Placement Center in Constanta, Romania, which may be relevant to your reporting on Erica Kirk and her Romanian Angels Project. While independent fact checkers have found no evidence linking Ms. Kirk's work to illicit activities, I believe the history of the Antonio Placement Center warrants further investigation. I was personally placed in this center under dubious circumstances involving misdiagnosis and institutional pressure before being adopted internationally. This center in particular, in a hear that call, and I would like to hear from some more people who were adopted from the Antonio Placement Center in Constanta. Also, if you live in Romania, you have access to documents. I would like to know, I would like to separate fact from fiction, or Erica from Erica. Did they start and open the Antonio Placement Center? Does that mean they took over the Antonio Placement Center? Was the U.S. Marines operating it, or were they just pretending to give gifts? I want to know as much as there is to know, because I have the ick. And speaking of the ick, we should talk about Tyler Boyer, Erica's friend, dear friend, who introduced her to her husband, but for the life of her, she cannot remember how they met. It's a difficult one, tricky one, very tricky one. I had a person send me a recent conversation that they had on social media with Tyler, because he gets a little snippy on social media, gaslights people, pretends he's a good guy, and this is his excuse for why he was in Romania in 2010. It's good to see it. Tyler says that this business partner, I'm skipping to the bottom here, I studied Romanian in college to complement my Russian studies and did a few weeks studying abroad in school. Not everything is a conspiracy. I feel it is a conspiracy. I don't think it is just ironic that you happened to go right when the military base got set up and when Dennis Ratsfay was there. I don't buy that. And I got interested because I said a Romanian program. That sounds unique. Does Arizona State University have a Romanian program? And they do, and the history of it. I actually was shocked. Romanian programs are rare, and there's no major, but Arizona State University is actually the only university in America that you can even achieve a minor in Romanian studies. How random. And the history of how this program developed is pretty precise. In 2010, the very year that Tyler Boyer went over to Romania, Arizona State University became the site of an honorary consulate general of Romania in Arizona. Effectively, just to understand that, a Romanian embassy on ASU campus, an honorary Romanian embassy was established in 2010. And then in 2011, the program inaugurated the first Romanian lectorate, the first in an American academic environment, and it was funded by a Romanian Language Institute. They also launched, ASU, the Central European Cultural Collaborative, which facilitates partnerships with Romanian universities. Now, there's a bit of a revolving door. 2010 was one hell of a year for Romania and Arizona. That's what I would definitely say. But this relationship has continued, you guys. You're not believe this, but big news. Beginning in July of last year, a few months before Charlie was assassinated, now Arizona is becoming further embedded with Romania. They are the first and the only state to open a trade office in Romania. Let's check out this headline. I promise you, Arizona to be the first U.S. state to open a trade office in Romania. That sure is something. The Romania to Arizona pipeline sure feels like something. So I'd like to say, in closing, that we should pay attention to this. We're starting to see how this world works, and this is weird. This is weird. Do not let Tyler gaslight you in conversations. It's odd. This should be screaming at you as it is screaming at me that something's not right. Turning Point headquarters, a location picked by Tyler Boyer. Charlie Kirk didn't even open the organization. It started in Chicago. He says, oh, this is going to be great. They choose the spots for their campus that is a trafficking hotbed, factually. Erica's strange attachment to Tyler Boyer, but lack of a memory regarding Tyler Boyer. Superfeed Incorporated, where Erica's mother is serving as a board member with Tyler Boyer. And Superfeed, by the way, read the fine print on Turning Point USA's app. Superfeed owns the copyright, which means that's where your data is going. Just pretty interesting there. Turning Point allegedly getting into real estate, Tyler Boyer being at the forefront of that, according to the tips that we've received. That a little bit of ick, right? Charlie establishing a Doge 7 days before he died. Phoebe's phone call in the Hamptons, Donald Trump, pageantry world, the Epstein files. What Epstein files? Are we still talking about the Epstein files? Trump trying to make fetch happen with Eric Kirk? Photos? Oh, we're supposed to just view her as some sort of a leader? As if she was promised it for some reason? Like she was guaranteed the keys to Charlie's empire? Why? All of this stinks to high heaven. You know it. I know it. Any rational people in the world know it. And we're not going to let up. We'll be back after a break. All right, you guys, Nimi Skincare is the only skincare brand that I've actually stayed consistent with. A lot of people are starting to look for more natural skincare options, especially ingredients like tallow, but not all tallow products are the same. Some can feel heavy, greasy, or they just kind of sit on your skin without actually helping it. What makes Nimi's Sunshine Tallow Cream and their Buzzin' Tallow Balm?
Well, I don't know about all that, maybe I didn't get paid for that. Get paid to broadcast her leadership. But I'd like to say, glory to God in the highest. Church was awesome. And what else? I don't know. Everything's cool. Huh.
Understand your unique financial situation.
So, thing that's going around today is there's the witches. They do spells, and they do curses, and they do hexes, but only a Satanistic priest can do the hexes. They actually have to have a license to perform abortions. So they do half the spell, then they go and deliver they abort a baby and deliver it, and then get the blood of the baby on his hands, and then go back and perform the rest of the spell, and that comes out as a hex instead of a curse. And a hex doesn't have to move away from the human, it can sit on the human until the human sins, and then it can kill the human. That's how it goes. Why are we doing?
Gold off of his name, including, ladies and gentlemen, in case you missed it, at the DMV. Man, I had quite a chuckle about this. Either we're like, what else can we do? The DMV, let's make some money. So apparently what happened was back in January, Arizona Senator named Jake Hoffman. Now, I should tell you, Jake Hoffman is a dear friend of Tyler Boyer, a partner of Tyler Boyer. He formerly used to work at Turning Point USA. They make money together. I knew Jake Hoffman, okay? This ain't some senator. I didn't know Charlie, but I was impacted and just know, okay? He's embedded with Turning Point USA. And Jake Hoffman, back on January 28th, introduced a bill for a state license plate to honor Charlie Kirk. You know, guys, it's all about honoring him. Legacy. Now, the proposed specialty plate, which was going to be referred to as a Charlie Kirk Memorial Plate, was essentially going to feature a photo of Charlie and the Turning Point USA logo in front of an American flag background. A little shameless promotion. And below the license plate, you just saw the words were going to read for Charlie, because it was definitely for Charlie. Okay, I'm sure somewhere there's an interview where they're going to explain to us, like, oh, I had a conversation with him, and Charlie said, wouldn't it be so great if my face was on a plate? I'm sure, right? The ghost of Charlie, always when nobody's there, says exactly what they're trying to accomplish. Anyway, so this goes through, and the Senate passed. They passed the bill 16-2, and then the House of Reps also voted in favor of the bill 31-23. And now, in case you're thinking, maybe that's sweet, maybe this really was for Charlie, you should think again. You should remember that we're speaking about Turning be money somewhere, right? There's got to be ka-ching, ka-ching somewhere. So how it actually would have worked is that you would have paid a $25 fee for that specialty plate, $17 of which would have been an annual donation deposited into a conservative grassroots network special plate fund, according to legislation. And while the recipient of the grassroots network special plate fund was not explicitly stated as being Turning Point USA in the bill, it did note that the director of the fund would allocate the revenue annually to a nonprofit organization founded in 2012 that focuses on restoring traditional values and maintaining a grassroots activist network on high school and college campuses in Arizona and assisting college students with voter registration and absentee ballots. It just, no shame. There's no shame. It's amazing. It's amazing to think through the new CEO really being up there like, these YouTubers are making thousands of dollars investigating who killed my husband. Thousands of dollars they are making. I can't believe it. Shame. But what happens thereafter is Katie Hobbs, who is the governor, vetoed the bill. Quite rationally, I might add. She wrote a very nice letter. And basically her reasoning, her letter, I'll read it here. She said, today I vetoed SB 1439. Charlie Kirk's assassination is tragic and a horrifying act of violence. In America, we resolve our political differences at the ballot box. No matter who it targets, political violence puts us all in harm's way and damages our sacred democratic institutions. I will continue working toward solutions and bringing people together, but this bill falls short of that standard by inserting politics into a function of government that should remain nonpartisan. Sincerely, Katie Hobbs. Yeah. Maybe if I was governor, I would add a couple lines about y'all are shameless, you're crazy, your mama should be ashamed of you, but you know, I'm not the governor. I'm probably never going to be a governor, for being fair. Now, of course, Turning Point USA is in for the spin. They're outraged. Jake Hoffman is outraged. But they're going to be kickbacks. Who knows? There's a lot. There's a relationship there. The Farnsworth, Jake Hoffman, Tyler, thick as thieves. Here's what Jake Hoffman said on Fox News regarding her decision.
What's your response to the governor when she says that honoring Charlie Kirk, quote, falls short of that standard of bringing people together?
Well, listen, the only thing that falls short, unfortunately, is Katie Hobbs' track record actually trying to unite the people of Arizona. Look, Charlie Kirk was an incredible man. He was a friend of mine for 11 years. And when he passed, the memorial we held, it's the only time in Arizona history that we filled 2 professional sports stadiums to honor and run tribute to the life of an Arizona citizen. He built a national organization with a global impact, reaching all the way from South Korea to London when he passed away. There's no doubt that he was a uniter. He was someone who championed free speech, and he was a civil rights leader of our time.
Jake, here's what I don't get. There are other license plates, including some that are tied to conservative causes, that have been approved. We have Choose Life. That's from the Arizona Life Coalition and its mission to promote anti-abortion advocacy. We have one from Alliance Defending Freedom, you know, talking about conservative Christian legal advocacy, yet the precedent that she says isn't there. Is there anything different in these Charlie plates versus what you're seeing on your screen?
No, the reality is that Katie Hobbs has repeatedly been petty and partisan in everything that she's done, whether it be her nominees that she appoints to run the state agencies, or whether it be her veto track record. In fact, just last year, she vetoed about 9 of my bills, and I chaired the nominations committee, and she used the acronym of the committee.
Bobbin AG says, meet at door, call me.
Give us a reason, and she used the acronym of the committee to do it. She is nakedly partisan, and this is why we have to make sure that there is a new governor elected come this November.
No, I don't care if Katie Hobbs wins the gubernatorial race. I don't care if a Republican wins. I am just so disgusted with politics in general that we're even pretending this is a left or right issue. Just say we want money. Just say we to grift off of Charlie's death every which way and